Hi guys, in this video we're going to be reviewing a tool called Encharge. Now Encharge is, it's been getting a lot of hype depending on when you're watching this video, but it's been getting a lot of hype in terms of being a replacement for the likes of ActiveCampaign and so on. And if you don't know what those are, it's just automated email marketing campaign tools. Obviously you can see that on here. They've sort of said it's Autopilot HQ alternative, which, to be honest, I've gone through it and we will go through it in here in this video just to see what it can do. The good thing is it's currently on a lifetime deal, so if you're looking to purchase it, make sure you use the link in the video description. Again, that will just help us make a buck or two, but it's it wouldn't cost you anything anyway. So yeah, just encourage you to use the link. However, looking at it, it starts off at 59 as we just saw, and from 59 you get quite a lot for your $59, and you get 5,000 subscribers, 100,000 site tracking API events per month. It seems like a lot, but it's not a lot. But I mean, if you are a very small company just starting off, you most likely wouldn't even have up to 5,000 subscribers anyway. You'd probably be somewhere under 1,000, and so this will be more than enough for you. There's no point trying to spend a lot of money stacking up things you'll most likely not use. And one thing I always say to people is these tools will always come. There will always be something better, always be something cheaper, always be something that will be more unique to your own needs. However, if you're somebody who's in sort of the middle sort of business that is sort of grown to a level where you have 15,000 or 10,000 subscribers, then consider stacking more, because obviously then you start to get a few more things. And I think when you get to the fifth tier, you then get event-based segmentation. So for those who might be wondering what that is, when you eventually get things like emails that follow-up emails, where let's assume you sent out an email to someone and the person sort of unsubscribed or whatever it is, you could set up a sort of email sequence on the basis of that event, and that kind of helps when you have a lot of customers. So I'd say, again, if you don't need event-based segmentation, or I could explain that in more detail later in another video, but for now, based on the explanation I've mentioned, if you're a small company, you probably don't need it. If you're a much larger company, then maybe you might need it. And again, obviously you start getting 12 sub accounts and so on and so forth. But I would say even at 5 codes, that's still not bad. That's $295. If you're looking to completely leave ActiveCampaign and so on and so forth, then you might as well stack it up in full. So let's go straight into what it looks like when you purchase your code, or when you purchase it, however you've purchased it. You're going to get your dashboard on here. On here, I just uploaded some accounts. These are just my friends and people just to test this. On here, obviously, you would find the dashboard. It will summarize the activity that has happened. The only activity is just today, which is that I added 7 people to the account. You can create a workflow from here, but on here you can see it might be empty, but what you can see here is you'll see the emails that you've sent, which ones have been delivered, which ones have bounced. You'd see the sort of ones that have been opened, people that clicked in the email, and the replies you sort of got. So it's a sort of good way to sort of summarize, give you a summary of the activity on your account. Again, with this tool, you'd see that you have just about 6 tabs. So it's quite straightforward in terms of navigation, and you don't need to struggle in terms of a learning curve. But let's go into flows. So in terms of flows, I've created some which I just tested around, played around with, but I've deactivated. But there are 2 ways you can actually create a flow folder. So if you had flows that were, say, for a certain product that you had, and then you had another flow that you were creating for another type of product, you could add a folder in there. You could just name the folder. Maybe you could do for e-commerce, makeup marketing, or whatever it is. I don't need to put e-commerce in front there. So if that was one of the tools that you had, then you could use that on there, and then you could put that as a folder. Then you could create a workflow. The good thing about Encharge is they help you in terms of providing a lot of templates. So you could create a workflow here. It gives you a lot of templates here. For example, you could use capture leads. So this is where you put a lead magnet, maybe a sort of checklist or a PDF document or a book or whatever it is you're giving to people for maybe free, and using that as sort of bait to get them into your email list. And so yeah, you could use that sort of template. They've got quite a number of templates here, which you're just to say you're in good hands. But you could also start with a blank one if you knew what you were doing. But let's just test this one. So obviously we clicked one here, which was for leads. It will take us in. One thing you'd see is that they've got a lot of videos which potentially they train you on what each of these are. So I'm not going to go into the details. I'm just going to show you around. But in terms of when you buy the tool, you're in safe hands in terms of training. They've got quite a number of good videos they've recorded and they've put on here that takes you through every step. So let's just go through this one and see what it is. What this one says here is it says, when you've linked your form, so you could link your form by using webhooks here. You could copy that, put into the website form or whatever form it is that you're looking to grab those email addresses from. So you could configure all that from here. And I like actually how they've integrated quite a number of things like Big Marker. I like Big Marker because I use it a lot for my webinars. And so, if the form was created with Big Marker, they've just sort of done everything for you, right? So you just need to copy in here, go there and just paste. And, everything just sort of sets in, just configures itself. And so once somebody completes the form in Big Marker, for example, then what that does is I'm just trying to close this off. So what that does is it then enters into this funnel this funnel of emails. So you then can set up what you want. Immediately you could just say, look, you know what, add tag, and just tag them as somebody who has downloaded my ebook. But at the same time, send them an email. Hey, you've just signed up for this. Here is the book you're looking to download, and the person just clicks in the link and then the person downloads the ebook, right? Very visual. I like this. Then you can say wait after 1 day. So after it is delivered, wait after 1 day. Now again, after it's been delivered, you can then send another email, and in the email you can say, introduce yourself, say hope you enjoyed reading the book, talk about all the stuff you want to talk about, just to try and keep the person engaged. And once you've delivered that, you could then say wait after a day or two. Again, you can always change this to like wait after 3 days or whatever it is. You don't want to keep bugging the person with emails every other day, but it's all up to you in terms of your strategy. So you then go to send email again, what to do next after you bought the book. Then would you consider upgrading and getting this course or whatever it is? You could send that email there. Again, if the person doesn't respond, you could wait 1 day. You could always wait 10 days, whatever it is you put in there. And then you could just say, hey, here are more resources which you could look at. It's all, you can do a whole lot of things. Let me just show you a few things. Now you've got a whole list of things you could do here, triggers that you could put on here. For example, you see the wait for 1 day here. You could say here, that's a time trigger. So you could go here, you could put in sort of filter it across maybe people who are not engaged, people who are engaged and all that. And you could say what they should do. You just close that there. But again, you could just sort of link it to each of these people. So let's try and put a few things on here. So you could say at the end here, you could say tag. This is a bit clunky, isn't it? Yeah, no, that wouldn't work for tag. Let's probably say what to do next. You could put tag here. Yeah, I'm still trying to get a hang of this thing. So yeah, you could put tag added. So you could put a tag added and then you sort of send them that email once the tag has been added, or maybe tag removed. You could put in form submitted, event. There's so many other things you could do here in terms of triggers, in terms of actions, and in terms of filters. So again, check email activity, things like that. So what this does for you is, keep bringing this up. What this does for you is it gives you an opportunity to draw up a strategy that works for you in terms of how things should go. Just trying to put something in here. So you could always play around what it should do here and what it shouldn't do. I usually would do this on paper, and then after doing that, then I'll just put that on screen and just sort of see how the email flow goes. The good part of this is that you can see all the metrics. I'm going to come to metrics. You see all the metrics in terms of how the flow went through, who was opening your emails, who wasn't, and all of that. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. Like I said, there's a lot of videos in there that you could use. On here, I blot out obviously the names because they're not shouldn't share anybody's data. But on here, you just have a summary of all the people who are either subscribed. You could filter them across in terms of people who have been archived, who are subscribed, people who are engaged, people who are not engaged, and people who have unsubscribed. Maybe you want to go back to them and say, hey, I know you've unsubscribed, or if you've unsubscribed, what's the reason? Can you give us some feedback and all of that? So quite good there. Broadcasts, in terms of, again, you have a good number of, you can add a broadcast, which is just sending emails really, and you could also create a folder where you keep certain broadcasts. So let's assume you wanted to add a broadcast. Let's assume you wanted to send it to people who are in a certain segment, people who are unsubscribed. You could select that and it will filter them out. You could then continue to email, set up your email. I must say here that I'm not really a fan of the sort of emails, the way they sort of structured this. It's just personal preference, but you could do a lot with this. It's got a lot of functionality. I just think it's slightly clunky, but there's nothing wrong with it. It's just more my preference. Good part of it is that you could see it in terms of mobile, you could see it in terms of desktop, you could put images, upload your logo there, you could change the text that it puts in there, you could edit the actual text, whatever it is you want to put in there. Again, this will be sort of dynamic content that comes in based on your company name and all of that. You could set up your email, put the subject in. Have you read my book? Yeah. Things like that. And when you're done, obviously you can save that. The good thing is that you have that email there, and so you don't need to go back or sometimes I type emails in sort of like OneNote or something, and sometimes I'm wondering where I kept it and all of that. The good thing is with this, you can have everything here. It also has a good A/B testing. A/B testing helps you to sort of send two different types of emails and then see which one people respond to more. So on here, it gives you opportunity to whether you want to distribute evenly, or if you want to send 50-50, so some 50% of your emails go to one, or 50% of one type of email go to 50% of your team, and then the other 50% goes to the other members of your team. Just helps you just sort of know which of the tools or which of the sort of email structures is working for you. Again, when you're done with all of that, you can then send a broadcast, or you can schedule it for later. So you can put it into send tomorrow or send whatever time you want it to be sent. And then after that, you just click send now. So that's broadcasts, emails. Again, you have a whole lot of templates on here. If you want to thank somebody for downloading your ebook, you already have a pre-made template on here. You could upload another image there. You could then also upload the download link for that particular PDF or whatever it is you're trying to give them access to, and it will go straight forward. So it's quite straightforward. So that's emails for you. You could set up your own emails. Obviously, you could use their templates. You could do your thing, whatever it is you want to do. Just go in here, add email, simple email. If you want to drag and drop email, you could do the drag and drop. So this is for a simple email. I tend to use, and if you've not, you could check any of my previous videos where I've used a SaaS tool that is for artificial intelligence, which helps with writing some of these things. And so I tend to use my knowledge, put it into sort of an AI tool, write the emails, and then I would use those emails I put them into the sequence. So that is emails, and then metrics is the summary of everything. So sort of which emails have been delivered, which ones have been opened, clicks, replies, unsubscribed, and so on and so forth. It sort of gives you a sort of breakdown of the how people are interacting with your emails. Overall, I think this is a good tool. Again, you can save your reports here. On here, you could have integration, so you can integrate with quite a number of tools already, but there are more which are on the roadmap as far as I'm aware. You could put your email settings, site tracking, forms. I've already talked about that. So it's quite a good tool. I would say that it gives some of these other ActiveCampaign and so on a run for their money, especially if you're getting this if you're getting the tier 5. I would say, like, I think this event-based segmentation came in after sort of maybe at Sumo Links had given feedback. So initially, I don't think it was there as part of their plans, but I think based on what they're offering now at $295 in comparison to whatever you pay per month for ActiveCampaign, it's not a bad deal. But again, if you're looking to just for something simple, if you purchased this, I think this will do 99%, if not, well, I mean, just not exaggerate, 95% of your needs will be solved by that single tier plan there. Okay, so hopefully you've got value from this video. Again, you could subscribe to get more of these videos. We keep releasing them as often as we can. But you can always click the link in the video description below to purchase any of these tools. So because an affiliate link will get a buck or two, just helps us to continue putting more content out. But if you watched up until this point, thank you very much. Hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.